In this chapter, we will be examining some of the common tendencies and weaknesses of recreational goaltenders in regular league play. If you recognize these, you will have a better chance of scoring during your games. We also will be demonstrating the phenomenon known as the shooter's illusion. Let's begin by talking about the five major scoring areas on a goaltender. When the goalie is set up in a proper stance, five areas of the net will be somewhat visible to the shooter: one above each arm and shoulders, one below the blocker, one below the glove hand, and the most commonly known 5-hole between the leg pads. As children, almost everyone learned how to throw and catch a baseball. So hand-eye coordination was developed at an early age, thus transferring and solidifying the action into the goalie's glove hand. Repetition of this movement gave the goalie the freedom to move the glove hand in all directions quickly, and therefore establishing their first tool for saving the puck, and making it difficult for players to score high or low on the glove side. The area between the goalie's legs, otherwise known as the 5-hole, has been increasingly more difficult to get the puck through. With the development of modern equipment, the goalie can get the pads to the ice and close that area off quickly. Most of today's goalies play the game in the butterfly more than ever before. They can move laterally while staying in the butterfly relatively easy, making the job of the shooter that much more difficult. Okay, so where does that leave us? Goalies that have had some formal training would be taught to use their blocker not unlike their glove. For long shots from the point, they would keep both the glove and blocker up for tips and redirections. But for shots in close, say from the hash marks on in, the goalie should drop both hands to the top of their pads to make the shooter go high. Because goalies are hardwired to keep the stick blade flat on the ice, like in their stance, as they drop into the butterfly, most have a tendency to keep their blocker high. This keeps the area under the blocker and above the leg pad wide open. Even high level goalies, including NHLers, do the same thing, thus making this area under the blocker the shooter's choice in any level of play. More goals are scored under the blocker than any other area on a goalie. Learning the relationship between the vision from the shooter to the net and the angle from the puck to the net is one of the greatest weapons of knowledge that any player could have in their arsenal. Here we have a left-handed shooter going against our goaltender. From our perspective, the goalie's doing a pretty good job by playing out at the top of their crease and capturing the angle to the puck. So let's take a look at the view from the shooter. Here we can see what the shooter sees. So put yourself in this position. If you were going to take this shot from right here, where would you want to put this puck? Over 90% of the players that were asked this said that they would go top right, just over the goalie's glove. Well, it makes sense, right? There's an enormous amount of net there that we can see from this angle. But we have to remember something. The puck is not coming from our eyes. The puck is coming from the stick blade that's anywhere from 5 to 6 feet down and 3 to 5 feet to the side, in this case, the left side. Now let's see what the puck sees. Well, there you go. No wonder you thought the goalie had the fastest glove in the league. The view doesn't lie. The holes that we see or sometimes don't really exist. So once again, eyes of the shooter and eyes of the puck. Almost all recreational goalies will go down in the butterfly and end up in this position. So the top corners will be taken away probably no matter what. But as we discussed earlier, most will have the tendency to keep the stick blade flat on the ice, leaving the area under the blocker wide open. Here's another tendency that might help you become a better scorer. If the goalie that you go against uses the NHL style butterfly with the glove and blocker down on top of the leg pads, the goalie has taken everything low away and you have nowhere to go but up. The goalie that plays in this style needs to stay in the top of their crease at all times. Most recreational goalies still play inside the paint, inside the crease. If the goalie drops the glove and blocker and plays inside the paint, they're giving up the entire top of the net, and you should be able to take advantage of this. For defensemen out at the point looking for screening opportunities, the shooter's illusion comes into play here as well. Using this situation, let's say that you're a left-handed shot out toward the blue line. This is your view. Most players wouldn't take this shot because the goalie's not screened, but we have to remember that what we see is not the truth. This is the view from the puck. The goalie is completely screened. If you were to take this shot right now, which shot would be most effective? Wrist shot, snap shot, or slap shot? Well, if you guessed wrist shot, you'd be correct. Not saying that the snap or slap shots are completely ineffective, but when the goalie is screened, they've lost their sense of vision, but they can still hear. When the goalie is screened, most goalies are trained to go down in the butterfly when they hear the stick blade hit the ice or the puck in the case of the snap shot or slap shot. But the wrist shot is silent, and for most rec players, more accurate. When the goalie is screened, he or she will not even know that the puck is coming, and if by chance they were to reacquire the puck in their vision, there would be no time to react. Please keep watching for more instructional videos and tips at NoLimitHockey.com.